Hello everyone, welcome to the 101% podcast where we talk about mindset, motivation, discipline, how to always push yourself, how to become a beast and how to defeat struggle. This podcast will help you to get a better life, that's 101% for sure. I'm your host Joakim and together with me is the co-host and my sister Annika. Welcome to this podcast. Hello. Are you ready for some action? Great, me too. In this episode, I and Annika will reflect on this year. We will tell you some stories and experience from this year. And last but not least, we will teach you the secret of how to set New Year's resolution in a way that makes it easier to achieve them. Let's get started. Yeah, how is your day, Annika? What have you done the last days?
It's been very good. I have arrived down south in Kristiansand, where me and my husband just moved. So it's been a great time to meet his family for the first time. A very warm and welcoming family. So it's been really nice days.
Great to hear.
How about you? How is everything going?
Today's have been a shit day, yeah? I did wake 3:50 at night and was fighting with myself 1 hour to try to sleep. But I didn't get sleep, so it became almost only 4 hours this night. So I just wake up 5 o'clock and did my push-ups as always, eat food, and I work about the webpage today. And I have a lot of difficulties and issues. I almost was finished, yeah. I had to back up and everything. But then I get a problem with something and I couldn't import my backup. I can fix it, but I think it takes too long time. So I just built a new one from scratch again. So it's been a shit day. But okay, we just have to meet up and perform and try to make as good episode as possible.
Mm-hmm. That is true. It is a lot of struggle and we are new in this business and you're putting in a lot of work. So there are a lot of obstacles that you're facing these days.
Yeah, must think about overcome one thing and then you have a new thing. But it's okay. Just have to think of it as a challenge.
Mm-hmm. You are handling it as a champ, so that is very good.
Thank you for that.
It is all about mindset. You could sit down now and watch Netflix and treat yourself with something because things are not going your way, but this just makes you work even harder.
Yeah, that's right. To use it as fuel.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit reflection on this year. I usually is a gentleman, but today I would like to start.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Okay, good. Thanks. This year here, start very normal. I have walked a lot of trips this year, more than usual. A lot of thinking about the future, about my life, and visuals about my future business. And it has been a lot of exercise also, a lot of boxing and kickboxing. Not so much the last 2 months, but through the year it's been great. In Mars, at the end of Mars, my other sister, not Annika, but the other one, did buy an apartment. And I asked she if it was possible, if I sell my apartment, if me and my daughter can move in and rent with she. And I get the green light. So then I use April to prepare my apartment. And in May I put it out for sales. Fix everything perfect and a lot of paper. So it was out for sales in May. And in July, me and my daughter and my mom traveled to Thailand to meet you and your husband and also our nephew. So that was a great trip. A lot of funny people to meet, very good food, a lot of swimming in the swimming pool and out in the beaches in the islands. A lot of shopping, nice restaurants, and stay with all of you guys all day long. And when it was nighttime, as a former party boy, I of course would like to go out. So I was out in the bars almost every night for 3 weeks. But this time I was sober and it was so fun. So get the best from the both worlds. Wake up early next morning, no hangover, and can spend time with you and everyone else. So it was a great trip, yeah. 6 years since last time we was in Thailand. So it was great to be back. And we came home from Thailand at the end of July. And in 14 August, someone did buy my apartment. So that was great. And I have to be out of the apartment in 2 weeks. So 14 August, I sold my apartment, and 15 August, I told my boss I'm gonna quit. And then I have to work 1.5 more months before I can quit. And 3 days after I sold my apartment, me and my daughter moved inside with my other sister. So that was great. And I did work, 30th September was my last day at work. And I remember that day when I was working all day, and it was not just a couple of hours left, and I have to stop working, have to deliver back some equipment, keys, sign some papers, and just use the time to say bye to the people and thanks for working together, and wish the people good luck. And I remember after that I did jump inside my car, start my car, put on the stereo as loud as possible, and I have prepared a song, Queen with We Are the Champion, on full volume, and start singing, and we are the champion, my friend, and up with my hand like this, and it was so good feeling. I feel like a champion. I quit my job, I finished with this chapter in life, and I was ready for the next one. Drive the car, look at the place I work. It had been a great place, but I so excited to start something new, something I really interested in. So I just drive the car, and I feel excitement inside my body, and was very excited. It also was a feeling of relief, because I waited so long time to done this for many years, and finally the day was here. So I was so happy, and it was an amazing feeling. I remember when I wait on the ferry boat, I just sit there and look out in the horizon and the mountains, and think this is a new and exciting chapter in my life. And I want to make a dream life, a very exciting life and future for my daughter and for myself. And if you guys would like to follow us on this journey, podcast journey, and on social media, you can follow us on our webpage, the 101% podcast. The link is down in every show note in our episode, and you can see our journey and follow us. And since that, it has been around 12 hours working for 7 days in a week for 2.5 months now. I think I only have 3 days off. So, but it has been very funny. So much to learn, so exciting. Talk with a lot of people, and so many things to learn, and make strategies. So it has been very exciting, and I am much more happy now. I work with something I very like, and I'm much more happy when I have free time off too, because I do something meaningful. Because I know you also, Annika, and me, we have think about it for so many years that we want something more out of our life, not just an ordinary 8 to 4 job and everything goes like this all the time, but we want something more. And now we have take the steps, and we are on the right path. So that was a little bit of my year. So now I gonna give the mic for you. You can speak also. I know you want to say something.
I just wondered, before I start my rant, was this predicted? Was this how you pictured 2024 to go?
I think it's gonna be in the future, but I didn't know it's gonna be so quickly as this. But when she did buy an apartment, I see an opportunity, and I want to bet all on myself, because I know what I'm capable of.
That is awesome, because you have been talking about it for a long time, and I don't know what year you were expecting to quit your job. Was it this year or the next year that you had written down?
I actually write down I want to be my own boss before 2024.
It's over,
because
right?
It's over, but I know I always set massive goal, so I did it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it 2025, but my goal was 2024. That's right.
Because I remember we talked about it this summer. We read through some of your New Year's resolutions that you wrote last year, and we saw that you crushed it. You crushed that goal by many months. And so the way I see it, you had predicted it, but it was so high up there of an ambition that you didn't know if you were gonna make it work. But you put in the work, and you do everything you're supposed to, and then you are rewarded with the right things. So you crushed this goal.
Thank you for that. It was a very good feeling, yeah, when I sit down in a goal and have to be my own boss before 2024 is finished, and I actually did it, yeah. So that was very good. So what are some reflection you have, Annika, on your years?
I think it is very nice actually to go down a little trip down memory lane and look back at this year that has been, because it has been a wonderful year. And to be honest, it didn't start out like that. The end of last year was very rough in many ways. I was very burned out and depressed, and I was struggling a bit with anxiety, and I almost didn't tell anyone about this because I don't know, it was very rough for a while there. So I don't know, it was a dark fall, to be honest with you, and I didn't make it all the way to training. So the last few months before I went with the one-way ticket to Thailand, I barely trained. I remember my coach back at Evolve, we kept on agreeing to having PTs, and I always showed up for them. But that was the only thing I managed to train. I never made it to the group classes for a really long time because I don't know, it's hard to switch that depression cycle in a way that I know that if I go and train, I will feel better because I will get dopamine and everything. But to get there was so hard. It felt like walking up on Mount Everest. So I remember we talked a lot on the phone those few months, and I came home a couple of times, and I remember that my mom said to me that you need to think about how will things go when you go to Thailand, and she was very supportive, but she wanted me to think truly, is this the right time, and you can wait. And because I hadn't booked any tickets, and I don't know if you remember, but you had to apply for my visa for me because even that I couldn't do it. Everything was so chaotic, so it was hard to just sit down and do the things I was supposed to do. So I actually had to ask for help. You helped me with my visa, and my aunt helped me with some other things. And I'm the kind of person that don't want to ask about help from anyone, but I needed it at that time. And I don't know what made me travel because everything was telling me to wait. How could I go and train as an athlete in Thailand and fight and compete when I couldn't even make it to training? But then, I don't know, something in my heart just kept telling me that you need to go. And I was like, okay, let's just go. Let's break the pattern. Let's get out of Norway. And I don't have to put so much pressure on myself the first few weeks. Like, let's just go. Switch up the environment, start training, be out in the sunlight, eat healthy, do all of these things, and then the training will come. And I just remember that feeling when I went on the airplane. I was fasting because when I fast, my mind is so clear. The Super Mario song is muted and my thoughts are going in a very slow frequency. So it is a really good feeling, to be honest. So when I was sitting on that airplane, I didn't eat, I was just drinking water, and I was thinking to myself, this will be very good. I am relieved. I am on the way to success here. And as soon as I came there, I started meditating a lot more, going for walks, just enjoying day by day, not having any plans, not being stressed. And it was good to just have a distance to everything. And that's when I really started figuring out everything. Why was I depressed? How did it start? Why did it start? Why did it get worse? And just started analyzing everything. And I think for me, it helped to remove myself from the situations, because when you're watching it from another perspective, outwards and in, it is a bit easier to analyze it and be honest. So that's when I really started digging deep, looking at everything, analyzing everything, taking distance from everything, and just step by step by step building up my life in a very positive way, only hanging out with good people, talking about real things, you know. That's when my heart started opening more and more for religion too. I was very curious. I was reading a lot. I was listening to podcasts, talking to people about values, future plans, perspectives, what is the meaning of life, and all these kind of stuff. So I just occupied my mind with only positive things. And that's how it all got better. So this has been a good year. It's been great to live the life as an athlete in Phuket. I've had 5 Muay Thai fights and always training to be ready to fight. I didn't have a fight camp and then an off period and then fight camp again. I just trained very stable throughout the year. And then, of course, sometimes I took a little bit time off and sometimes I stepped it up a bit more because I was very happy to train. But this has been a great year for my career and especially for my personal development journey.
So great to hear. And you live in Thailand for 1 year. So exciting. Only just to live here, yeah. And you have trained so much. You have met a lot of exciting people. You have learned yourself so many new things, and it sounds like a amazing year that you will remember for all your life. You gonna do that?
Definitely. Definitely I will. And this was a dream coming true. I know that I mentioned it before that in 2019 I traveled there with my gym from Trondheim, then Evolve Academy. We went to Thailand to train for a few weeks, and that's when I started thinking that this is the future. This is what I want to do. So I came back home, started working, saving up money. So this has been a dream for many years, and now it was the right time, even though it felt like the wrong time in the end of last year and in the beginning of this year. It felt like there were so many reasons holding me back that I needed to work on myself. But why not take the chance? What is the worst thing that can happen? That I have to go home sooner than planned? But I didn't have anything planned to come back. That's why I only ordered the one-way ticket, because I didn't know. I've always planned my life. I've always known this is when I'm going to start university. This is when I'm going to move to this city and do this and work. But after this time, I have never had a plan. And this is something that I've thought a lot about for the last few years, but I haven't known, because sometimes it's better to not plan everything, and then what was meant for me was laid out in front of me. And then I met my husband, we kept on training at AKA together, and then we decided to move back home, and the journey continues from here. We're down in Kristiansand, going to train at Spartacus, going to give it or everything. Stay closer to family, and I'm bringing all the good things from Thailand with me in my luggage. When I went home, I brought all the good stuff. I've learned
Was it
a
heavy?
lot. It was so heavy. It was so overweight. We barely made it through the security thing at the airport. But yeah, very heavy, very humble, very satisfied about this year, everything that it has taught me on the deepest areas in my life as well.
So good to hear. That sounds like a great, great year. Is it the best year ever?
For sure. This is by far the best year. Nothing can compare to it. And I think it's because this is the realest year that I've had. And now I'm not only talking about like Thailand and everything, because it sounds very exclusive, but for me, what has been the most important about the year is the achievements. How did I overcome a lot of fear? Before I had fear when going into the fights. Now I don't have it. I control it. I'm excited, but I'm not scared in the same way I was before. I'm a little bit nervous, but in a good way. And what I've learned about life and the meaning of life and people, I've started thinking differently about many things, and it has helped me a lot to become a lot more happy. I'm not carrying around so much heavy weights on my shoulders. So this year has given me so many great lessons that has been the most important achievements and the realest year, because I got married to the love of my life, and I'm very happy on the deepest level in my heart. And that's what it's all about. And that's what I also want to say, is that after this year, it's not Thailand and sunny Phuket that's stuck in my mind, but what came out of it. So now the next year, I'm most likely going to be only in Norway. How can that be an even better year, or at least as good year as this has been? And then it's up to us. How are we creating those good moments? How are we creating those good lessons? It is exactly as easy here as in Thailand, but I have to look for them. I have to be very aware that to do the same things, to create those same patterns, to stay in those same good circles, that has helped me improve. So this will be an exciting year, and I'm very excited to share from it here on our podcast.
Yeah, very excited to hear that. And same where you are in the world, what country, what you're gonna do. So you're always gonna have a very good time because you have a great mindset, a great approach.
Mm-hmm.
And as you say, because I know you for a long time, you always try to make the best out of your life. So same what city, what place, where you are in the world, almost, you will have a very good and funny days because you do it. You work for have a good life. So that's an important thing I would recommend everyone to take with you.
Definitely. That is a great tip because it's up to you. Everything is up to you. And sometimes I hear people saying like, oh, it's so easy for you or it's so easy for him. And then I think to myself, what do you know about it? Like, no one knows what other people are going through. And honestly, I don't think it's easier for anyone than other people. Some people have more tools or things are more laid out for the easy path for them. But the struggle, the fight is difficult for everyone. And it's up to you. How do you want to fight it? And what do you want to achieve from your life? I want to encourage our listeners to reflect upon that. What is it that you want to change in your life? And are you happy with how you're living your life now? Or is there something that you need to take action and change? It can be small things or big things, but how are you going to do it? That is the important focus to have.
Sounds great. So then, ladies and gentlemen, New Year's resolution. How to do it. Plan your New Year's resolution is a fun and motivational process if you approach it with intention. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you plan your resolutions. 1. Start with reflect on this year. What went well? Identify the achievement and moments you're proud of. This can give you a sense of accomplishment and help you continue building on those strengths. What didn't go as planned? Recognizing challenges can help you avoid repeating mistakes and offer insight into areas you want to focus on in the coming year. Set clear and specific goals. Instead of vague resolutions, make them specific, measurable, and achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Smart goals. For example, rather than saying, I want to be healthier, say, I will work out for 30 minutes, 4 days a week, or I will eat at least 3 serving vegetables every day.
Yes, and in addition to setting those specific goals, it is important to breaking them down into smaller steps as well, because large resolutions can feel overwhelming. So break them into smaller, manageable tasks. For example, if your goal is to read 24 books in the year, break it down to 2 books per month. And number 4, stay realistic. Avoid setting too many goals at once. You might get overwhelmed or burn out. Focus on a few key solutions that align with your values and priorities. It's better to achieve one major goal than to be distracted by many smaller ones. And number 5, create an action plan. Identify specific action for each goal. For example, if your resolution is to exercise more, your action plan could include signing up for a gym, creating a weekly workout schedule, and tracking your process. Include deadlines and checkpoints to help you stay accountable.
6. Track progress regularly. Keep track of your progress can motivate you to keep going. Use app, journals, or check-in system to monitor how you're doing. Reflect on your progress monthly. 7. Be flexible and adjust when needed. Life can change unexpectedly, and sometimes goals may need to be adjusted. It's okay to pivot or modify your resolution as you go. The key is to stay committed to the process, not the outcome. Stay accountable. Share your resolution with a friend or a family member or a mentor who can encourage you and help you to stay on track. You can also join communities or online groups with similar goals.
And number 9, it is important to celebrate success. Recognize and celebrate small wins along the way. This will help you keep your motivation high throughout the year. For example, if the resolution is to improve physical health, the goal can be to exercise 4 times a week. The action plan can then be to join a fitness class, schedule workouts in the calendar, and track workouts in an app. And the checkpoints is to review progress after 1 month and then make adjustments as needed. And the last one, the celebration. Treat yourself to something special after hitting a milestone. For example, after 6 weeks of consistent workouts. Remember, New Year's resolutions are about progress, not perfection. Take it one step at a time and enjoy the journey of growth throughout the year. And this reminds me a lot about the previous episodes that you had, Joakim, about what Tony Robbins say about pain and pleasure, that the celebration here is so important that you need to treat yourself to good things to make your brain associate that struggle with the treatment that comes after. So this is a very important step to not skip.
Yeah, you did nail it there. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Just as him talk about, so powerful.
Definitely.
To give yourself reward when you achieve something heavy.
Mm-hmm. And here are some areas to master in your life. Health and fitness. That can include exercise, nutrition, sleep, mental health. And then the wealth and finance. This can include saving, investing, and budgeting. Another area to focus about is wisdom and knowledge. Read widely and deeply. Engage in continuous learning, podcasts and audiobooks, online courses, workshops and seminars. And when it comes to business, focus on continuous innovation and improvement, time management and productivity. Advance your career and vocation by gaining new skills. And personal growth, this is my favorite. This is so important to work on. And that can mean learning new skills, reading, doing hobbies, working on your personal development to make you become a better version of yourself. And another very important area is to work on the family and relationships that you have in your life, to improve your communication skills, spend quality time with them, and keep maintaining the relationships, because this doesn't come for free. Then is the career area, where you have to develop your skills, professional growth, and networking. And last but not least is the spirituality. You should meditate and reflect and work on this area as well to optimize your life.
Yeah, and the things that you do best in your life is the things that you have highest on your priority list.
Mm-hmm.
So put your New Year's resolution high on this list. And one more thing is very important. You have to hold them there. Because when you have them for a little while, it's so easy people put them down. But hold them high. Then it's so much more easy to achieve them. And a big secret to achieve your New Year's resolutions, my ladies and gentlemen, is it's 2 words. Just start. Just start. That's the key. That
is so awesome. That is so powerful, because I think many people sit around and wait, but it is so important to put all the responsibility on yourself. You are the one in charge for how you want your life to be. And it is very important. Now we've talked a lot about our reflections and these steps, how to create your New Year's resolutions, how to put them into action, and how you will succeed with it. And my final words to you is that, who are you? Reflect upon this. Who are you? And write this down. I am a fighter. Okay, that is your identity. What does a fighter do? I train. I train because I have a fight. Sign up for that fight. And whatever goes for your life, who are you? Because when you connect it to your identity, things become a lot stronger. If you write down, I am honest, I am loyal, I this and this, and you have that in the front of your mind every day, that's how you're going to respond to your friends. That's how you're going to communicate to your colleagues. And so please reflect upon this. Who are you? Who is your identity? And what comes with that? Take action and take responsibility for that.
I would like to say thank you so much for all of our listeners who have listened to our podcast and follow us on social media. We appreciate that so much. Keep pushing yourself and make 2025 the best year for yourself and your family. And be more present, put away the phone and be more present when you talk with people and stay together with people. And good luck in 2025. I hope this will be your best year ever. If you like this episode and feel that it gave you a lot of value, it have been great if you can share this episode with someone. And if you would like to donate a small amount to help us grow the show, it had been great. The donation link is on our webpage, the 101%podcast.com, but it's also down in the show note, a link to our webpage. So today's episode was recorded on December 17th. In the next episode, we will talk about enjoying the little things in life, where we will tell some stories about small things that really hit us right in our heart. Make 2025 the best year for yourself and your family. The key is to plan it, use what you learn in today's episode, and do the action step. And 2025 will be an amazing year for you and your loved ones. Just start. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram on this podcast account, the 101% podcast. If you like this episode, make sure to share this podcast episode with a friend and review the show on Apple Podcast. Thank you to all the audience for listening. We appreciate you all a lot. Hope that you will come back and listen to our next episode. Until next time, take care and give it your best.